This pandemic began, we were not sure how it spread. Everyone began wearing masks and using hand sanitizers. Great ways to slow the spread, but a lot of people still get sick. I can personally attest to that. We now know that COVID 19 spreads via aerosols and droplets from the nose and mouth. And I've been thinking about this for a while. Why aren't we also sanitizing the nose and mouth, killing the virus directly at the place where it spreads? Why weren't more doctors thinking about this? Well, some doctors have done the research. Wish I discovered it sooner. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Halidine. It's an FDA-registered antiseptic for the nose and mouth that's proven to eliminate 99.99% of the virus that causes COVID-19 in just 15 seconds. That's right. It's created by a team of clinicians with decades of experience in antiviral treatments, initially created to protect healthcare workers. These are smart scientists, and it's a great product that also eliminates many other viruses and infecting particles. I'm using both their nasal antiseptic swab and their oral spray to help protect those around me, and you should be too. For others and for yourself. Whether you're hopping on a 3-hour flight, always use it there, visiting grandparents or attending a meeting that you can't miss, Halidine's family of oral and nasal antiseptics give you the safe, easy, on-the-go antiviral protection for up to 4 hours. I encourage you to try Halidine at halidine.com today. My listeners get 10% off with the discount code Dr. Drew. That is HALODINE.com, discount code DRDREW. So obvious. It just makes sense. Stop the virus before it spreads and gets in your body with Halidine.
It's going to be a while.
No. We're going to do it right now.
Hey, everyone. It's a dose of Dr. Drew.
So today...
Oh, you need a mic?
I need a mic. We're having a bit of a reunion here. Let me first bring in Bob and Shelly.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
I want to check our sound levels pretty quick.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Shelly.
Let's get
Shelly's picture in here.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Ta-da!
Oh, my goodness. So we're having a bit of a reunion here.
Some people are not on video and some are on sound, but we're doing the best we can.
All right. So today we have Eric and Eliza Adams. We have Mary Carey. We have Jason Wahler. We have Heidi Fleiss. We have Tawny Kitaen. We have Bob Forrest, Jason Wahler, Shelly Sprague, Danny Baldwin. I think I said Eric Roberts, Mackenzie Phillips. Janice is in there. Janice Dickenson. We just can't see her. I see her. Stephen Adler is coming. And Susan, thank you for organizing.
Simon.
What?
Simon Roberts. Keaton Simon.
Yes, Keaton. Rhino Keaton. It's Keaton Roberts. My COVID brain, I apologize for, but I want to thank Susan for organizing this amazing event. Thank you, Susan.
Oh, my pleasure. It was really easy. Everybody was gun-ho when I texted them. So we ended up with a great group.
Let's bring in Bob and Shelly first off the top. Let's say hi
Okay.
to Bob and Shelly. Can we bring them up?
Well, we can do one at a time.
Yeah, I just want to say
Hey, buddy.
that Susan organized this. Drew, come on now. This is insane to get all these people in one place on one thing. You really did a great job, Susan. Don't minimize
We've
it.
been really bored during COVID, so this is what I learned how to do.
It's crazy.
So I want everyone to have a chance to bring everyone up to date with what they're doing. So tell everybody what you're up to now.
Just treatment and a little bit of music, and I'm starting my own school here at my house because we never know when the schools are going to open. The teachers are here. I have a guest house, and we turned it into a kindergarten school that starts on March 1st.
Did Shelly help you with that?
No, but she was an inspiration for it.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I figured
Yeah.
she did it. If she did it, I could do it.
Yes. Shelly has said that her greatest accomplishment in life was that school you started.
Yeah, the elementary school, the charter school for the arts.
Oof, incredible. Did your daughter get to go to Mills, or she have to stay home for the COVID?
She dropped out because it was too hard to do it on Zoom.
Yeah.
It was her second year of college, and she couldn't. It was just too difficult, and she was taking classes that she needed to be in person for, and she's recording music and she's driving for DoorDash.
And is she going to go back to Mills? Is that her plan? Or?
She's gonna go back hopefully in August. So yeah, thank you.
And what are you doing now, Shelly?
I'm just doing treatment, and hopefully I have a new project that I might be able to talk about soon, but I can't talk about it yet because I don't have the rights to it yet. But I'm hoping to open an outpatient that has a sort of a different kind of spin on it, that has more of a technical sort of biofeedback program. So
Nice.
it's a new type of treatment that
Neurobiofeedback.
Neurobiofeedback,
Yeah.
but it has a couple different components
Yeah.
that we're looking at. So I'm excited about it. So
Where
thank you
the
so much.
clicks,
It's really good.
the clicks, one of the therapies, the computer that does the brain clicks.
It is the
Yeah.
computer,
Yeah.
It's the computer and the biofeedback and the EEG, and so I'm excited about it. It's something new, and I hope people get something out of it.
Excellent.
Important.
And where do you want people to go to find you now?
Right now I'm at Casablanca outpatient, so it's Shelly S at CasablancaOutpatient.com. I have a little outpatient that we've been doing telehealth for 10 months. I think it's been 10 months.
Wow.
So we've just been working really hard on trying to help people in this time, and it's been extremely challenging. But I do appreciate seeing everybody, and I hope you guys are all doing really, really well. And Drew, thank goodness you're feeling better.
Yeah, it's been quite a thing. Here's the whole gang.
The whole mishbuka.
Yeah, who wants to talk next? I don't know why I get overwhelmed when I see everyone sit.
Wait a minute. We all want to know how you're doing and what COVID was like. And
All right. I'll tell you.
That's why.
That's why you came, Bob. You want to find out what COVID is like?
No, you're tight-lipped about it.
No. I did a whole series of Instagram lives chronicling what I went through.
I know. I couldn't watch it. It was too painful. I didn't like seeing you like that.
I was sick as shit. I can tell you, I had H1N1 10 years ago, and that was technically worse. I was more toxic with that. This was more relentless. I mean, and more neurological. It had lots of weird neurological effects where I was just sort of out of it. I was very sick, very weak. What you'd expect, short of breath, hyperexpanded, air trapping, all this stuff in my lungs. But I could tell I was sort of going in the wrong direction. And so they put me on high doses of steroid. Then I took a monoclonal antibody, which is an IV infusion, something called bamlanivimab, that really kind of stopped things from progressing. And then the slow recovery from there just took weeks. It was like Groundhog's Day. Every day waking up, feeling like shit, unable to get out of bed, just sick. But the neuro stuff was what was so weird. And the only thing I can liken it to is like a bad head injury, like a traumatic head injury. And that part was weird. That was quite weird. And that's the part I still deal with a little bit now. And so, it was 9 weeks, that just took away from me. And for 3 weeks, I sort of have no idea what happened. I mean, I was really, really kind of out of it.
I can't believe nobody else here got COVID but you.
Yeah, lucky.
But he
me.
went into the hospital like a dummy, and he picked it up there.
Possibly. It's possibly weird.
Pretty sure of it.
But I want to hear how everybody else is doing. Now let's Mac, you go next. Mac, what are you up to? Mackenzie?
Speak to me, Mac. Unmute yourself.
Unmute Mackenzie.
Right.
There you are.
I got it. Yay! Hey, everybody. It is so good to see everybody. Hey, what am I doing? Well, God, I just turned 61, which is kind of terrifying. But also like really cool because I never expected to live to see 61. So my heart is filled with gratitude. I'm the program director at Breathe Life Healing Center here in West Hollywood. I did carry a caseload at Breathe for a couple years, and then luckily for me, I started getting kicked upstairs. And so I have found skills that I never knew I had. Apparently, I'm a crack chart auditor. And so I do a lot of chart auditing. I work a lot of little sticky details, and I write JACO compliant language, and I do all kinds of stuff that I literally never knew that I even had the capacity to do. And the only reason that I've been able to find these things out about myself
so we're all
is
together
because of
regrouping for a lot of us that have been through.
Hello?
Go, Mac, finish up because I was going to say, Bob, Mackenzie's doing the job of the people that used to drive us insane.
Yeah.
So,
yes, I drive my staff.
Yeah.
I drive my staff insane.
Yeah, we're familiar with that.
On average, how many, Mackenzie? How many on average in a good day? How many confrontations with clinicians do you get in? 2 or 3? 2 or 3?
Well, I think I've sort of engendered a lovely relationship prior to becoming the chart, person. So it goes down a little bit easier. I mean, I'm auditing for hours. I'm doing all this, and I still have, a fair amount of client interaction. So I'm really, I'm really happy. I'm really well. I'm healthy. Thank God. Having a podcast with Brad Lamb that's dropping today. It's called America Recovers. Please go check it out. I think it's going to be lots of fun. It's for Westbrook Media, and you can find it on all your favorite streaming platforms, as they say.
Good to see you, Mac. It really is. You look great.
Same here, Drew.
Really good.
And Janice dropped in here right. There's Janice. Speaking of looking great.
Am I right here?
You're on, and we can kind of hear you.
Can you see me?
We see you.
can
We do see you. You look great.
It's very good to hear from Mackenzie. I love you. I'm so proud of you. That's fantastic. Queen Heidi Fleiss, you rock.
Ooh, Janice, we heard that you're proud of Mackenzie, but that's all we could get. Everything else just got.
It's so funny. Every time I do a show with her, there's a sound problem. It's the funniest thing. It's like,
But
can you get closer to the phone?
oh, now she's out completely. Well, let me.
Can you get closer to the phone?
I know, drats indeed.
Hello.
There you are. It's better. That's better.
See, this is
Can you
what
hear me now? Okay, I'm rid of this.
It's not great.
you need some earbuds, girl.
We need to get an 11-year-old child over there to straighten that out.
That's great. I'm sorry, you guys. It's my phone.
Well, it's just
go.
it's
Well,
good. It's
when
just good to
close-
see everybody
When
and
it's
hear your
closer
voice.
to your face, it's a little better. If you
Yeah.
can.
Oh, here we go.
There you
Here
feel
comes some
earbuds.
pods.
Oh, earbuds. There you go.
Let's see if
God
this works.
bless
Works.
the technology.
Give her a chance.
It's all right. Okay, plug that baby in. Let's see.
Oh, good.
Let's see.
I'm hopeful.
She looks great.
Hi.
There you are.
Damn.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
There you
Yes.
Turn it up.
go. Don't mess with it.
It was
It was
fun.
great. It was good for a
Now
second
it's
there.
off.
Now it's off again.
Turn it down.
Better.
There you are.
It's
There you are.
perfect.
You're
There it
good.
is.
You're good.
Okay, fine.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
we got it.
We
Good
got
job,
you.
Rocky. I'm proud of you.
Wow, I was sitting here sweating bullets because I always show up for work on time, and it's like, it's technical.
What have you been doing?
I have been happily married. I'm a grandmother to a 3-year-old grandson.
Oh my God.
He has moved into my house with his father. The father and the mother of the child had a bust up, so they're in between houses looking for houses. And I can tell you, this has brought out a new side of me, a happy, sober new side of me that I never knew existed. And my heart is completely full. My 2 children, amazing.
You
I had a
look
birthday yesterday.
calmer than I think I've ever seen you. Like more centered,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It must be marriage to Rocky.
That's good.
Marriage to Rocky.
That is good.
It's very good. I miss Jason Wahler.
Well, he's here. Jason, you want to step up? Jason. Hi, buddy.
Can he?
Unmute
You have
yourself
to
and say
unmute
hi.
yourself, dollface.
You can talk to Janice. Come on, Jason. We still can't hear.
Unmute.
Come on, buddy. We don't hear you. Nope.
No one can do this shit.
No,
Oh,
Jason.
God, I-
You've got the Janice Dickenson effect. We don't hear you.
No,
No.
nothing will ever work around me.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm
But
sorry.
I have to come visit you in Orange County, see you directly.
He's not muted. I don't know why we can't hear him. Jason.
All right, well, Jason, I
Jason.
love you if you can hear me.
Can
Yeah.
you see him, Janice?
Unplug and
I can't see
replug.
anyone.
You're gonna have to go away and come back.
Drew, you're looking very well. I had no idea that you were ill.
Yeah, it was something.
That saddens my heart.
Don't worry. Listen, it's good that it happened to me. I really mean it, because it taught me a perspective that I can share with other people, and there was a lot of things that I learned from it. A lot.
I would be a disaster as a COVID patient. I'm so blessed that I haven't gotten it. I got 1 vaccination. I'm just waiting on the 2nd.
Good for you.
So that's where we're at.
I think Jason is back.
Jason,
Can you
can
hear
you
me
talk? There you are.
There you
Hey,
go.
buddy.
I told him to log out and log in. I'm
Hey,
getting
man.
I
really
logged
good at
back in. Sorry about that. I don't know what was going on. I wasn't on mute. But Janice, it's so good to see you. It's been years. I can't believe you're a grandmother, and You look
Crazy.
amazing, and it's so good to see you. It's been so long.
Oh my God, my heart is pounding. My heart and my brain, everything is pounding.
I miss both you and
We have
Rocky very
emotions.
much. We got to get
Yeah,
together.
well, we miss you, and I'm sorry we had it's been such a long time since we've seen each other. It's my fault.
You know what? I've had this experience a lot where you get on Zoom with people. You're like, why are we not hanging out? Why have we not seen each other? And you're like, oh yeah, there's been a pandemic and I haven't done anything. So let's all make it a promise that we're going to try to make real, contact in the flesh going forward as much as we can.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, my husband woke me up this morning, at a nice time, 8:00 in the morning. And I said, where are you going? And he goes, I'm going to the tire store. And I'm like, well, can I come?
Just have something to do.
Yeah. Bob, I miss you too. Shelly, I miss you too.
I love going to the tire store. It's like there's nothing to do. It's crazy.
All right, I want to bring Janice. I'm going to bring in more people because I want to hear from everybody. Eric and Eliza have been quietly, patiently waiting. I want to bring them up front here to hear about what they're up to and get Keaton in here too. I saw Keaton on a podcast playing his music, and it was actually kind of moving. Eric, you there?
I'm right here.
There you are, buddy. And there's Eliza.
There he is.
Hey, man.
Hey, Eric.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
There's Keaton.
There he is.
Now, Keaton, you're in Nashville, right?
I am. I'm in Nashville.
And you're a regular studio musician for who are you playing for now?
I moved here because I started playing lead guitar with an old friend of mine named Brett Young.
Brett Young, right?
Country music star, and it's been wonderful. It's been amazing.
See,
cool.
Where do you live in Nashville?
I live in East Nashville.
Nice. That's the cool part.
I want to move there.
I know, we love Nashville. And Eric and Eliza, how you guys doing?
Drew.
We're doing okay. We're still here together, hanging in.
Alive, yay.
Eric and Keaton are doing great. It's, thanks to you. Matter of fact, a friend of ours just watched those episodes coincidentally.
Oh, wow.
She's like, I had no idea. Wow, that guy did a pretty cool thing.
It was fun.
And Eliza, you have a podcast now too, right?
Yes, it's called I Hate Pot.
Good times. Bob likes that.
No, everyone hate me.
I'm interested. I read this thing that Eric's going to break the Guinness Book of World Records for most movies. Do you have a time frame of that? Is it like LeBron and the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scoring title? When is it, Eric?
I'm just the guy making the record. I'm not keeping track of the record. Okay?
There could be 5 more Sharknadoes. We can get those out of the way.
I didn't make Sharknado.
I know, but I understand. We just get them out of the way.
So it's so great to see everybody.
Yeah, it really is.
You too, Bob. We talk about you all the time.
Everybody, really great. Oh,
There are calls on the restream for Andy. Did you try Andy, Susan?
Yeah, I did. He didn't respond.
Andy kind of goes.
That's usually a bad sign.
Yeah, Andy. We see Andy regularly, except when we don't, and we worry. So he's not here today.
Turn off the dryer.
Stop running with those scissors. All right, let's get Mary Carey in here. Hey, Mary, looking great.
Hi, Dr. Drew. I miss you.
We miss you too. Where are you now?
I'm in Florida.
Florida.
Moved in December of 2018. I still have my place in California, though. So if the recall election happens, I'm coming back, and this time I think we'll win.
Wait. You got it. She packed a lot into that statement.
Running for governor?
That's what she just
of
told
California.
us.
You know what? I would take her.
Happens. I've been watching since I've been in Florida. I've been watching everything going on in California, and it's gotten really bad since I left. I think the homelessness has gotten bad. I just think I need to come there and fix things.
So hang on a second. You ran for governor in 2003.
2003. Dr. Drew, I was I didn't graduate high school in 98.
Okay, well, sorry about that. You seem very mature. In 2003, when you ran for governor, I didn't think of you as 4 years out of high school. Okay.
My mature though, so that's a big deal.
Well, I want to say something. We would be in much better shape right now had Mary Carey been governor presently. That's very clear to me.
Charge with me. You'll be in charge with me.
All right, I'll run some health department, but
on serious note, I'll go back. I moved to Florida, and it's funny because I got when I started going to AA meetings and stuff, you always hear them say the yets, like you didn't get there yet. So when I first went to AA, which was through Celebrity Rehab, I was like, I am not an alcoholic. I don't drink alone. I don't isolate. I'm social, and then years later, I went back to AA. I again was like, I don't drink in the morning. Like, these people are crazy. I don't do that. But then all the yets started happening. I cry when I think about how it all happened. But when I moved to Florida, I'd gotten married. I thought this was everything I wanted. I'm going to be a doctor's wife. I'm going to be retired. And I'm going to, everything's been great. I'm going to try to have a family. Well, not being Mary Carey was horrible. I have never not been Mary Carey. I needed an outlet for Mary Carey. I just had no outlet for it. I was sitting here in Florida. We're in Parkland, Florida, which is, well, obviously there was the shooting here, but other than that, it's a very quiet suburb next to Boca Raton, like calling an Uber, it's 15 minutes just to get out of my neighborhood, past the gate. I was depressed. I basically only left my house. My husband's working 12-hour shifts in the ER. I basically just started drinking. Then the way they told me I would. I isolated. I started canceling plans with a few friends that I had from high school, and I stopped visiting my mom. My mom's here. I just completely isolated and drank. Then I started having the, waking up and like shaking and throwing up, and it was so bad. And every morning I'd wake up and Google like AA meetings near me, but then I just couldn't like get to it until I did, and then I finally did, and and it was just. It was just so strange to me how every time I think AA is wrong, it's right. Like every time I think I'm different, I'm not, and this really proved it to me, which then got me even more scared about how they say jails, institutions, and death, because before I just kept thinking maybe there's a slight chance I'm different. I'm not different. And now I'm at that final stage where I was isolating, drinking in the morning. It was bad. But then now I'm doing better, so much better, and it feels so good. And now I'm just, while I'm following politics, moving forward with IVF. I'm hoping to have triplets like you, Dr.
Oh my God, Mary! Don't.
No, I'm not.
Careful what you wish for. Careful.
No. The doctor. Well, I had a pregnancy in April, and it ended up being ectopic.
I had that too.
Oh, it was horrible because it was right when COVID started.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They caught the ectopic, and I got to the hospital. Luckily, my doctor worked at my husband's hospital, and so when they were bringing me in for surgery, like to go to the outpatient area, they're like, your husband can't go with you, and he was in his normal clothes, and I was like, if you don't let my husband, I will lay down in this parking lot and bleed internally till I die. And so then my husband is calming me down. He's like, don't worry, I have my badge. I'll go through the ER. Don't worry. But, I worried. And luckily they came out and they let him in. And that was, I can't imagine people going through way worse stuff than this. But for me, it was like, I'm losing my tube. I'm losing a baby.
Yeah.
I'm 39 years old. But, I think it's just God's way. All throughout my early 30s, I used to joke, I'm going to wait and have twins. I'm just going to do IVF, have twins, get pregnant once. That's it. But now that it's actually happening like that, I wish it didn't. I wish it wasn't. But, at least I get to pick two girls to be ballerinas, hopefully, right?
Ooh, that'd be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Remember you told me I can't force kids to watch ballet, though I always told you I was going to only let them watch ballet. And you said I can't do that.
You can't do that. That'll backfire on you.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't have COVID. I haven't. My mom's got her shots. My mom misses you. She no longer thinks you were being forward with her.
Oh, good. That's good. She's doing okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's doing so good. We got to explain to her, explain to her over and over again. But I told you the thing that really made her love you is seeing you with Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen in a movie.
Oh my God, I just got a residual check for
I
that.
did not know that.
Like $200 today.
Oh, yes. You know, but she's
shocked.
doing great. She's doing great. She never got COVID. Her roommate in her nursing home got COVID, and she still didn't. And she now has her own private room. She's had her vaccines, and so it's great. I get to see her, and now I like it here because until I can be governor of California, it's a mess.
We need your help. Trust me, we need your help. Okay, I want to get everybody in here. Bye, Ling. I see you there. Bye, Ling. What's going on? How you been?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Where are you?
New Year, still Chinese New Year.
Where are you now?
I'm in Los Angeles.
But you're traveling all over the world a lot, right? I see you on Instagram like everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, Taipei actually got quarantined in the hotel room, no window, no fresh air for 14 days. And before I checked, I was negative. I probably tested like 10 times, negative every time, but still have to quarantine you.
Right.
It's just terrifying your mind.
Right.
But good news, because I was so depressed. Dr. Zhu, I was like first time cared by a doctor. I was in rehab by a stranger, and I wish you could visit me. I'm alone.
Oh.
So the good things, because we have no job and going crazy, I have so much time in my hand. I made a movie called The Quarantine Romance with Toilet Paper, a feature film. I wrote, directed, starring. It's a romantic comedy. It's crazy.
You wrote it on toilet paper? Is that what I heard you? Did you say you wrote it on toilet paper?
Yes. Oh my God. I have no toilet paper. When I come back from Kazakhstan, I only have half roll left. No store have toilet paper. I started to ask my fans who the first time meeting me 6 feet apart, gave me toilet paper.
What were you doing in Kazakhstan?
Hilarious. I was doing an event there. I was caught at that time. Trump was locked down. Nobody can fly in to United States. I was bored. I was so terrified. They canceled all the flights. I was basically in the COVID. I was traveling everywhere, stuck everywhere. People like deliver me everywhere. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in LA. All of that. It's just crazy. It's like a roller coaster.
You're the first person I've spoken to that said, well, when I got back from Kazakhstan, and we were just supposed to let that kind of fly by.
When I got there, let me tell you, when I get off the plane, there's a police officer and a man just off the plane say, you go with us. I said, what's going on? I said, don't ask. I just went with them. I have no reason. They waited for me to get luggage. My luggage was still in Moscow. I was traveling like everywhere on the plane from Dubai to Los Angeles. Nobody wearing masks. I was, you guys crazy? And those young flight attendants say, if I get it, I'll recover. There's a guy holding a baby. I said, there's no mask. I said, how old is baby? 2 weeks old.
Oh my God.
So basically, it strangled me in the surgery. He asked me a question, why I go there. I went there, I stopped in Lufthansa in Germany. At that time, it's dangerous. So I gave them all the contact. I was so scared in the office. I could not sit there, all the police there. Then finally, after an hour and investigation of what's going on, the both of them said, oh, we're a big fan of your work. Can you believe it? I was like,
yeah, yeah, that does not surprise me.
Call them who I have worked with. Then I was asking me, is there Uber? How can I get food? How can I get toilet paper? All these come in real life in my life.
The toilet paper saga. Okay, that's amazing. Well, Tawny's on the screen. Tawny, what have you been up to?
Hi.
Hey there.
Hey there. First of all, listen, I followed your journey, and I felt so bad for you.
No,
But I thought if anybody, I felt so terrible, but you handled it with such grace. And
You're very kind.
And it was like, you know, you don't want anybody you love to get this, but I mean,
you know what? Let me be. I got to be 100% honest. Not the right word, I guess.
Transparent.
Yeah, transparent. Which is, I found tremendous solace, believe it or not, in Stoic philosophy. When things go bad, Stoicism is very useful. Keaton saying yes. Yeah, Marcus Aurelius had deep meaning for me while I was lying there, essentially wounded on the field of battle, and I thought, I'll take it. Somebody's got to get wounded. Why not me? But then I started thinking, God damn it, we need Mary Carey as governor because the government is ruining people's lives. And not only am I on the field of battle wounded, but everyone else is getting destroyed. I can't stand that. I can't. That's the part that really bothered me. But hey, what have you been up to?
Right. Well, and I want to thank you. I mean, I know this sounds weird, but I want to thank you for getting it and surviving, because without you, I mean, you taught us so much.
Well, that's very kind.
Feel so comfortable going, well, if he can do it,
good.
You were
Still don't get it. Get the vaccine if you possibly can. I still recommend the vaccine.
But anyway, so like, okay, so Christmas, everybody's warning everybody, like, take care, stay away from your folks, everybody stay away from everybody, and the kids, make sure that you take care of yourself so you don't transmit it to your parents. Well, in our family, one of the parents doesn't believe in wearing a mask, doesn't believe in social distancing. So unfortunately, my ex-husband got COVID. So when the kids came out from New York, what happens at his house happens in my house. And so they went to the Balboa Bay Club, which sounds like a great time, except for there's no room service, there was no turn down service. They had to wait there until their test came back negative so they could come spend Christmas with me.
Wow.
So they flew all the way out here just to be exposed to COVID after they went through everything to not get it themselves. And turned out that they didn't get it. And then I'm bitching and cussing at him for being so negligent. And then I got the flu really bad and thought I had it. But anyway, to make it
this is awful.
Short, it gave me so much sympathy. And I started taking back all the the 4-letter words that I called him for allowing himself. But one of the interesting things, and I mentioned this to Susan yesterday, was I started getting so lonely. One thing that you know about me better than anybody else except for my immediate family is I've never drank. I've never had alcohol. I've never drank, and nobody believes that. They think, how could that possibly be? Like, you've done Vicodin, you've done this, you've had your share with this, but you've never drank. So,
Impossible.
So, I was getting so lonely and so bored during COVID and not having any friends to hang out with that I decided to seek out going to AA meetings. So I started going to AA meetings, and I really started enjoying it so much and started learning so much and picking up things. It was like free therapy, free friends, people that I could relate to. Now, the only stipulation is I kept saying, hi, my name's Tawny, I'm an addict. And they kept like going, no, I'm sorry, you can't say that. You have to, say you're an alcoholic. So that was the only, I had to change that up in my repertoire.
That is lovely. It's not where I thought this story was going. That's not where most people went during this pandemic, but good for you.
I know. So my thing is that even when this pandemic stops and we all get better, I'm still going to continue to go.
Good for you.
I've grown and I've learned so much, and it's not even so much. It's like shopping, eating, drugs, alcohol, no matter what your vice is, it's so good to have a support system. And I have found one, and I go to one in Oregon. I have friends that come in from Australia. I mean, they're all over. I mean, you just Google AA.org or
That's
whatever.
That's right.
And they're just wonderful. So I've been really, really happy.
So they were open in Orange County?
Yeah, they must have had in-person meetings in Orange County, which Orange County has generally been ahead of the curve. I want to bring...
No? I haven't been going to I've been doing
Zoom. Wow.
Well,
wow.
Yeah,
interesting.
So it's been really, really wonderful. And like I said, I've met wonderful people. I'm not alone. I'm learning. I'm doing 4th steps on myself. With a sponsor. I got a sponsor. All things that.
Oh my gosh.
Drew's gonna faint.
I am gonna faint. I think it's like, wow. Congratulations. I want to bring Daniel in. What are your thoughts, buddy? These are interesting stories, right?
These are interesting stories. Here's
Hey, look at you guys.
Here's Finn.
Whoa.
Well, I want to say on your being so brave as to broadcast your experience, I'm going to tell you what it did for me and what it did for people that I know that watched what you went through. You reduced the fear. There was a lot of fear in the country. If I get it, oh my God, I'm going to die, because so many people that we knew, were passing away. And we broke down. That was no longer just if you were 75 and you were predisposed with diabetes. No, there were younger people dying, far younger than you. So when you put that out there and we watched a daily check-in with someone who was actually going through it, I think it alleviated a lot of the fear. So
Right.
Good on you for doing that, because it's very important.
Thank you. Again, good that it happened to me so I could do that. It's like anything, this is like recovery stuff. If you can make meaning of it and service, it all seems purposeful, right?
Yeah.
How's your mom?
Mom is 91, and she is sharp as a tack mentally, which is usually not the case at that age. Physically, she's not doing so great. But I moved up here. I'm 45 miles north of Syracuse, so we're in a 18-inch snowstorm right now, followed by 4 more consecutive days of snow. So
Oh my God.
We're locked down with the dogs and the girls. I'm a single dad now. Besides doing the booby business, I've broken in, as you know, the documentary business. So I sold the documentary that I sent you guys.
Tell them what you did.
So as a crisis interventionist for drugs and alcohol for the last 9 years, I put a number of people in, and, I almost called you to be in it, Drew, because even on this live right now, we have classmates that were together that can look back at people that are gone now.
Yeah.
People that were in our class,
Oh, yeah.
Celebrity Rehab, that didn't make it.
Oh, yeah.
And I know one in particular that was in that first season with Mary and I, and that guy was similar to what I did. So this was a kid that I put into rehab 4 times. Each time, every 2 years or so, he'd relapse really badly, and each time he was facing more serious charges, culminating with my having to fly to Wilmington, North Carolina, and make a 4th deal with the DA and the judge to put him in to the sober recovery program in Mass. And so on that trip back, I asked him to write a bucket list of the 10 things he always wanted to do that he overdosed or he ended up in prison he wouldn't be able to do. And so on his list, I pulled mine out that I wrote in 2006, and there was one match: to run with the Bulls in Pamplona, Spain. So I promised this kid that I would take him if he got 2 years sober and run with the Bulls with him. Well, he got 3 years sober, and I didn't get a chance to take him yet. And he met a girl online. She shot heroin. He whipped out the needle with her. He shot up for the first time, and it was laced with fentanyl, and he overdosed, and he died, and I lost him. So, we've all lost guys, and I've lost a number of people that I've helped. But this one was somebody his mother was my brother Alex's first girlfriend in junior high school. I'd known this guy's mom since I'm 5 years old. So 2 years, the 2nd anniversary of his death, I decided to document. I went on a 5-month training weight loss program. I lost 57 pounds in 5 months. I took his ashes, I flew to Spain, and I ran with the Bulls in Dead Man's Curve and spewed his ashes during the run. And I documented it with interviews with all my brothers and his family members, in hopes that in releasing the documentary, I would give a voice to those people that are left behind. And it doesn't matter even if it's addiction. It's just a very unnatural thing, to lose a child in a car wreck. You're not supposed to bury your children. So my goal was to take all the years that I spent with this kid and turn it into something positive, which I'm sure he would have been for. So it's called My Promise to PJ, and it's a documentary film about what I went through to go run with the Bulls with his ashes.
Amazing. Is it anybody picked it up yet? Can we see it anywhere?
It got picked up by Indie Rights, who now has got it to Netflix and Hulu.
Cool.
They'll all jump on it incrementally.
That's great. Awesome.
Yeah, I had to pull some heavy strings when I told Billy that I had Alec in it, I had Steven in it, and I needed him to be in the movie with me. And he said, "Yeah, that's not really going to work with my schedule." So I called my mother. My mother, I said, "Billy, Alec's in it," which was the harder one to get. I said, "Steven does this prayer in it." I said, "Billy's in Syracuse. and he won't do my movie. 5 minutes later, my phone rings and I get, did you just call Mom? And tell her I said, damn straight I did. I want to make the first movie with all of us in it. So he goes, all right, I'll be over tomorrow at 3.
Equally importantly, speaking of Syracuse, how's the basketball team look this year?
Yeah, they're okay. It's one of those teams where you don't want to have to go play them. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. If they shoot well, they've got like 4 guys who can hit 10 3-pointers in any game. But they're not very big. They're not very strong. So I think they're a year away.
Nice. You still doing a podcast about it or no?
No, I did an ESPN.
The radio show. Yeah, the radio show, right.
I had to cancel the show to go on the journey to do the documentary. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I'm glad. So, and I'm pretty sure I'm inked in now to do a movie with LING. I think we're doing a movie in the summer together.
Bye.
What?
You're doing a movie with Daniel Baldwin.
I think so. That's video.
Yeah, Donna Carter put us together. So watch out. Here I come.
Fantastic.
Really?
That's good news.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And Jason, you haven't had a chance to really tell your story yet. We heard from you a little bit, but where are you? What's happening? Give them an update.
Oh, yeah, man. Things are going really, really well. I mean, but a lot of the people on here, I'm not sure if they know. I have a 3-year-old daughter. Been married now for 8 years. We have a boy on the way coming June.
Awesome.
Which is incredible. Thank you very much. And the Hills is back. So that's been a hellacious process, but it's been amazing to be on the other end sober and to do this. So it was cool though, because when I came back, when it got brought back last year, it was like meeting everybody for the first time because I was so intoxicated and so, just so out of it when we first did the series. So like meeting the cast again, it was cool to reconnect with everybody. And this season's been gnarly though. So I think it's going to be the best one that we've shot out of all 12 seasons. And just doing a lot of philanthropic work. I co-chair the Red Songbird Foundation, and I'm still on the board for the Los Angeles Mission, and just giving back. It's a big part of what I do now.
Yeah, I don't think they know you had to fight for your sobriety, and I don't know if they're aware. You've done an amazing job.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, for me, I mean, I had, I basically, when I met you, I got sober July 23rd, 2010. I had almost 5 years of sobriety. And then from about 2015 up until last December, I was struggling on and off for years to get back on the wagon. And by the grace of God and through resilience and good people, on December 17th, I had a year of sobriety again. So it was crazy. I got really involved with prescription drugs. I got addicted to Adderall. I was up to about 500 milligrams a day, and I was a very sick person. Even one of my biggest telling stories to this about how this is such a primary, chronic, and progressive disease is my daughter. My wife was pregnant, and I was in detox at Hoag Hospital. And my wife's water broke, and I actually went from detox up to the 4th floor to watch my daughter be born, and that still wasn't enough to stop.
Was that the time I saw you there?
Yes. No. That was the later time.
Okay. I was going to say I remember her, but that's like, whoa! I didn't know you were going through all that then. Woo!
No, that was 6 months prior to that.
Oh my God! Well, congratulations, man.
Oh, great though.
Did you say your sobriety day was December 17th?
Yeah.
That's mine. I just celebrated 25.
Congratulations.
No way.
Oh my God.
You keep
That's
that
so
day.
rad.
Awesome.
I'm going to. I got a lot to. It's honestly this time it's Drew and I did an interview. I don't know when that was, Drew. 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
On E, and we were talking about I really looked at those as lapses. And I had to go through different stuff because it wasn't the drinking and the severe alcohol that I used to go through. It was a lot more of. I had a lot of insecurities. I had a lot of things that I'd never faced before, whether it was body dysmorphia, weight gain, different things that I never knew that I had suffered with or struggled with. And, I had to go through what I had to go through because I wasn't willing to get honest and talk about those things. And when you don't do that, it takes you back to this place.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it, man.
Jason, I would imagine that the producers of The Hills are watching the show. So I just want to plant this seed. Bob Drew and I as grandfathers in a gay love triangle. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Wait, Tawny, I can't hear you. Tawny seems to have a good idea, but I can't hear her. What's that, Tawny?
Yeah, she's talking to.
It's just I'm live on Instagram, and I was just telling everybody that that these meetings, even if you don't really have like major problems, like little problems, which is still a prescription drugs. If you don't drink that much or whatever, we all need.
She's right. She's right, but I think Tawny missed the gay grandfather thing, though. I think that's unfortunately she missed Daniel's plan. I'm sorry.
I heard about that. Was really cool that he went from up to see his daughter being born. That Daniel's the documentary, that sounds really. So I am paying attention.
Yes, of course.
She can do a task,
It is.
Okay, and we
But Daniel pays attention because Orange County's getting pretty wild now. It's been known as a conservative area, but now I hear there's the gay housewives and everything down there. It's almost like LA.
That's all just to stay on the reality shows, just like we're gonna do.
Think about it for a minute.
Cancel that show. It does not represent Orange County at all.
No, of course. But I like the way Daniel's like trying to seduce us. Come on now, think about it. Come on, it's not going to be so bad.
I'm just prepping for the future. Then Mary becomes governor and joins the cast.
This is the world I want to live in. I assure you. Gotta find a place for my wife in all this. Heidi, let's hear from Heidi. We haven't heard from Heidi yet. I see her birds in the background. She told us her hair is wet because the birds shit all over her head and she had to take a shower. But talk to us. How are you? Oh no, Heidi, you're muted. Heidi, you're muted. Heidi, you're muted. Hold on. Hang on.
She's walking around in her birdhouse.
Yeah.
How about now?
Gotcha. You're all loud and clear.
Okay, people are bitching about the pandemic, right? You
Yeah.
feel like the caged bird, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel everyone doesn't like the pandemic. They feel like the caged bird,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So now, imagine if you spent your whole life in a box.
See, the birds are concurring.
It's wrong, it's ignorant, and it's grotesque what has happened to them. I'm not going to murder you with my bird stuff, but it is important. It's important. It's wrong.
How many do you have?
One is too many. One.
Mac is asking how many birds you have. I think it was Mac.
45.
How many birds?
45.
45 birds.
Are you still in Vegas?
Little talk? Yeah, of course.
So many
They all
questions.
swear. They swear. They do. They're very smart.
Are you still in Vegas, Heidi?
I'm outside of Vegas, but I'm relocating to Vegas. My house is being reconfigured.
Oh, she froze.
Right now.
There we go. And then when you move, you're going to tell me we're going to do a podcast.
Yes, it's been reconfigured for them, and I have a lot going on actually. But remember that girl Drew that visited me when we were shooting our thing, Jessica Steindorf?
Yeah,
Remember I had a visitor?
I do.
We went skiing yesterday.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm working with the guy who did the Tiger King, Eric Good. I'm doing a project with him, and
oh, he's fabulous.
What's that?
Somebody asked a question. Who was that?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Somebody said. Oh, Tawny did. Janice did.
It's great to see. And then I'm doing a book about my friendship with Steve Bing.
Oh, good old Steve.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna love that, huh? No one wants to hear that.
No, I'm sure a lot of people do want to hear that.
Yeah.
We want to hear about it.
Yeah.
I don't know who's
all to be involved in it, but want to hear about
it. Exactly. No one's gonna come out of there unscathed.
Yeah.
And Susan, put Heidi up on a big screen here again because I want to put that her charity up. So it's Madam MACAW Foundation. Is that correct, Heidi?
Yeah. Yes, Madam MACAW Foundation.
And
Sorry, it's on the
are we
top.
spelling MACAW properly? MACAW?
Correct.
And Madam
with no E.
No E. That's what I was going to say. So Madam MACAW Foundation.
I think I got it right.
Yep, you did.
And,
I do spell it.
I'm an anti-vaxxer. I don't believe in the vaccine. I think that it's just I think that's why so many people have Down syndrome and Adderall. They need Adderall just because of all the vaccines. I'm an anti-vaxxer, so.
Well,
I'm scared to death.
You have to be careful. I have to push back because they'll literally take me off YouTube if I let that just sit out there.
Yeah,
So
all right. They just canceled us. Thanks.
No, I do believe in the. Look I do believe in vaccines, but not.
There you go. Okay, leave it at that. You're not. I know what you're not into. You're not into governments forcing vaccines, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I think that's a viable position.
If it's not organic, it's poison. It has to be organic or it's poison.
Drew, can I just say something real quick to Heidi?
Absolutely.
Heidi, we rescued some birds. There was a barber shop and they had wild birds in tiny cages as decoration. And we quickly got my nephew to take pictures, and we got affiliated with a wonderful organization that busted them, freed the birds. And we've been doing a lot of that ever since. So we're really excited about your foundation. And Keaton Simons, my son, who's here, was a patient of your dad's who was.
Oh, no kidding. That's a small world.
Oh, yeah.
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah. That he was practicing in the Valley, right?
I think we lost Heidi.
Heidi's.
Dr. Fleiss, didn't he have an office downtown and in the Valley?
I just knew about the Valley practice because all the Valley kids seemed to see him back in that area.
She said the birds ate her internet wires. So
it was either that or just the news of her dad caused her to just completely plot.
Or it was the government.
Right, or their YouTube. Maybe YouTube can selectively silence people now.
Right.
I was just kicked off YouTube for reasons we have no idea. We're trying to figure out how to make that not happen again.
We were in a week timeout.
A week deplatforming. So crazy.
Yeah, because we talked about some medications.
Has anybody got any reports on anyone else that we remember from your groups?
You know what? Dr. Drew, I'm really curious. She was beautiful. She was an American beauty. The model that was my roommate.
Yeah.
Tall, gorgeous.
Yes.
I've always curious, wondering. I mean, I hope she's
doing great. She's doing great. We've had a fair bit of and I'm blocking her name. Susan. Amber.
Yeah, I reached out to her. She didn't respond. But
Amber is. I think
her phone number,
she actually became a homeopathic specialist. She got really involved in sobriety. She has a good friend that's a psychiatrist. She's really been doing. I haven't talked to her in about 18 months, but she was doing very, very, very well.
Oh, she's doing really good.
Yeah. You have Jason. You have contact with her?
Babies.
Yeah, really well.
Good.
Look at the babies.
Those are beautiful birds. My God, that blue one.
Drew, you know what really bothers me?
Wow, beautiful.
What bothers you?
What really bothers me is and I miss terribly, is Jason Davis.
Yeah, that bothers us all. Is that Janice said that?
Sad.
Yeah. Bob, why don't you want to bring people up to date with what happened there? Was Bob here? I don't see him. There he is.
Yeah,
Bob.
I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed in touch with Jason right up until when he died. And it was just so sad. And he really, I mean, he's just such a breath of fresh air. Even though he could be very abrasive and insulting or whatever, I would see him because I was working in Beverly Hills near Olympic in Beverly, and I would bump into him. It's just the greatest thing. Robert, how are you doing? He was walking down the street just like months before he died, and I had coffee with him. It's just it's so sad.
It was to me. When I found out I just had to go to church.
Janice, actually is 1 year of him passing. I'm going to Nancy's after this.
Oh my God, it's 1 year exactly?
1 year exactly he died.
Give them my love.
Oh my
Give them my
God.
love.
I will.
It's so sad.
Drew, I'm on the post a little bit about Andy, but how's Tom Sizemore doing?
Bob?
Well,
I did a movie with him.
It's up and down, but it's Tom,
Yeah.
And I haven't talked to
I
him.
did a movie with him.
Who is that? Janice?
Yeah, by Ling and I did a movie with him.
He's doing okay. I just talked to him like a few days ago.
Good.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I tried to point out, I just think he has depression so bad, and he never, he's just always sober or not sober is the focus. And when he's sober, I said, you seem depressed, even on a good day. And Daniel, depression does run in actors' lives, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I used to try to explain to friends when they would talk about, the oddity of being from a family with four brothers who, when you're a Carradine or a Sheen or a Barrymore, you kind of get it. You have a legacy of multiple generations that did it. My dad was a school teacher. And I got to tell you something. When you've got about a 1 in a 25 to 35 chance of every audition you go on of actually booking it, you deal with rejection, which is very depressing on a daily basis. You invest yourself tremendously in delving. And I mean, no one will tell you this more. We say something in celebration of Eric Roberts and how many movies he's done, also from an incredibly successful acting family. And Eric will tell you how many times to get to 200 and whatever movies it is, they told him no. When he invested his heart and soul in memorizing that dialogue and going in that room and burying himself in front of those people, only to find out they decided to go, African-American with the role, or decided to change the age of the guy, or and you're like, Jesus, I spent 4 weeks of my life auditioning for that 3 times all the way to the network, and I didn't get it, and so, yeah, that's very depressing, Bob.
Here, Eric, hang on. Eric wants to. Go ahead, Eric. Hang on, Bob.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eric.
Well, the time that I got depressed was when I decided to go with Daniel.
We've done like 6 movies together.
But it is, I think of all the arts, acting is the most rejection, the most taken, the most personal, and depression is a component of it. Music, Keaton can say, I played music, like, you still got people like you still wrote a song, you still got a gig tomorrow. It's just like there's something more light about music than there is about acting. That's what I've just always thought.
Well, I think people more.
Hang on, Keaton. Whoa, guys, hold on. Everyone's talking to everybody. Keaton, go ahead. Keaton.
If somebody like in music, I've found that if somebody wants me for something, they don't want me or somebody else who looks like me. I'm not going in going, am I good enough?
That's true.
I'm like a stand in a chorus line and get no way. I wouldn't do what I do if I had.
Yeah.
That's why
the other thing to remember is his amazing gifts when he goes on there and they record him or even film him playing what he's playing is very different than going into a room and doing a movie and then watching him edit it completely different than what it was that you performed.
Wow. Yeah.
And, and it's not the same piece of music you played. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just think Tom has depression, and I think he should. I try to encourage him to address it. Drew, don't you think? Like, here's the thing about depression, Drew. And tell me if I'm right. They just always go to pharmacological solutions. I don't know that that's the only solution for depression. And they don't ever even talk about other solutions.
Well, it's funny. I had a major depressive episode when I was 19 in college, and I reconnected recently with a bunch of friends of mine from that age, and they didn't really know I was going through it. It actually was about 6 months after that I really had the big down. And I said to them out loud, I said, I was very angry with how I was treated. I was completely mismanaged. I could have had some relief with some proper pharmacotherapy, but probably it was a good thing that I didn't get that, because it forced me to solve my problems and move towards the light, move towards something that did make me happy and gave me a sense of self. It really forced me to solve the problem of my depression, which I did. It took a while, and it was extremely troubling. Yeah.
But there's exceptions to that.
Oh, of course. That's my version of it.
Depressed because everyone does.
The birds get depressed even.
Yeah.
Life, that's why.
But again, that was, I had a big issue.
Shelly was saying something.
Go ahead, Shelly.
I've had depression my whole sobriety, and without treatment, therapy, exercise, diet, everything, I wouldn't be sober. There's no possible way if I would not have treated that the entire time I've been sober. Like, not
I think
always.
Yeah. And I think that's a misunderstood component of alcoholism, Drew, and that these other things, because what happens, and this happens at our treatment center, this happened at Lost and Encinas all the time, which is so you're diagnosed. I'll talk to the bird.
Sorry.
So you're diagnosed with depression and you're given a medicine, but you're not encouraged to exercise and eat right and stop smoking and go to AA and get therapy. And then the medicine can't work completely.
Hey, hold on, Bob. We've got mechanics, manic macaws, manic macaws on our side.
Comics
on our side.
He spent 45 years in an underground parking structure.
He's depressed.
I don't blame. He's depressed. We got to work on him. I don't blame him, but
years alone.
But I want to hear what Bob was saying. I couldn't hear Bob over the depressive cries of the bird.
Well, what happens when an alcoholic gets diagnosed, usually in treatment and put on Paxil or some other mood stabilizer, it doesn't lift the depression, right? And then they think medicine doesn't work, right?
Well,
and they never get offered all these, what Shelly just listed.
Yeah,
and this is a part of the COVID problem too. Doctors are not telling people, hey, you're not in the best of shape.
Oh, right. That's for sure.
When I was a kid, if you were, doctors told you the truth. You need to stop. They told my dad, you need to stop eating salt. You need to lose 40 pounds. Doctors used to say that to people, but
now it's called fat shaming.
That's called body shaming. It's called fat shaming now, and it's you can get canceled for that.
But there's depression shaming,
but
which is the medicine is the solution to the depression. No, it's not. Suicide is skyrocketing during COVID. I don't know if you're paying attention.
Oh, I am. I'm here, and it's mostly in adolescence. But go ahead, Daniel.
Well, what I was going to say, I think to compliment what Bob is pointing out is, I think back in the day there was a little more caution before we put somebody on, a heavy dose of Xanax.
That's right.
There was other things that we tried first before we got to that level. Now it's like dispensing Pez. You walk in. I had a friend's daughter who had 2 wisdom teeth taken out. And the doctor put her on and gave her 90 Percocet.
Oh, yeah,
And so I called the guy up and I said, 90 Percocet? I said, listen, pain is there as an indicator to you that something is wrong. So when you have that knee surgery, yes, we want to quell that pain for a week and take 2 of them a day or whatever. So that's 14 Percocet.
Oh, yeah.
But if you start walking too much and you're testing that leg, it hurts you to tell you that you should slow it down.
Yeah.
You don't need to knock the pain out for 60 days.
What's wrong with that doctor?
Janice wants to go.
I'm married to a psychopharmacologist, neuropsychiatrist.
Yeah.
And I've heard stories. I've heard thousands of stories. He never names names, but he's.
Yeah, I know. I know, Janice.
He's really gone through the gambit.
No, I know.
You guys are dead on with what you're saying, by the way. Everyone here that I'm listening
to.
Yeah,
let me say that, Bob. Let me clarify your position and tell you mine. Mine is, and I never didn't work with most of the guys here long enough to get into this phenomenon. But when we would treat people, you would see me treating them at the hospital, and that's when the job was just to get them enrolled, just get their brains to clear, get them enrolled in the process. But I always differentiated between recovery and full recovery, like complete recovery. And for a lot of people, full recovery includes trauma treatment and yoga and psychotherapies and depression treatments and all the different and healing the brain injuries that you may have incurred with the drugs you were doing. So I always paid a lot of attention to that. It's just you didn't see a lot of it at the hospital because we had a second problem at the hospital. Psychiatry kept coming in and screwing up our cases, right? So if we brought psychiatry in too early, they'd undermine the recovery. Do you remember all this?
Yeah.
So we had a special problem we were dealing with working in a psychiatric hospital.
But Shelly and I, after Las Encinas, stopped using the word recovery. We just started using the word stable. We're stabilizing you. You're not in recovery just because you haven't taken heroin for 11 days.
Right.
That's not recovery.
That's right.
Right. That's true.
Recovery, ironically, is what Tawny and Mary were describing.
Yeah, that's right.
That costs nothing.
Is Mac still here? Mac,
I'm right here.
Have you shared with them? I'm I don't know if you want to get into all this, but your story, how you got really, really to your sobriety now. I don't think these guys know that if you're interested in sharing it.
Which part are you referring to?
Well, I think probably the last time a lot of these guys saw you, you went through some stuff, and then you were all of a sudden better. But I don't know if they know kind of what you went through.
You mean with my dad and all that stuff?
Well, there was a lot of shit you went through. I think about it. Yeah. Well, I was thinking. I was honestly okay. May I speak freely?
So many.
Can I speak freely?
Of course.
I'm actually talking about alcohol.
So.
I'm talking about alcohol.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is something that has been such a recurring theme in so many of our lives.
Yes.
We think, oh my God, at least there's no heroin in here as we're sipping on a nice Cabernet. And then, 6 months later, you're at 7-Eleven at 6 o'clock in the morning getting a $2 bottle of Pinot Grigio.
Right.
Right. So, but what I really wanted to mention is that like when we're talking about psychopharmacology and we're talking about those type of interventions, I mean, where I work, we have a chemsex track and we treat a lot of gay men with crystal meth and sex issues. And a lot of the fellas that come in are in the middle of a rampant psychosis, and, in other treatments prior to coming to us, they've been like, they put me on antipsychotics. And what you're doing is you're treating the psychosis that's coming from
the meth,
lingering meth psychosis, and you're throwing a heavy psychopharmacological drug on top of it because you can't really deal with walking the person through their psychosis and letting it linger and then seeing what's really going on with the person and whether or not those pharmacological interventions are appropriate. And I think it's the same thing with the Band-Aid on the gaping wound of depression, and the Band-Aid is an SSRI sometimes, and sometimes it's alcohol related. I mean, I know for me, I've never had depression or taken the medications for depression, but I know that alcohol certainly caused a situational or an alcohol induced depression in me. And so I think that, it's a frontline prescriber thing quite often.
And how are you cool with your family? I don't know if you can get into that or all. Everything's settling?
God.
Yeah.
My family, there's a family text thread and China and Bijou and
amazing.
Billy's on it. We're all laughing and doing bizarre texts to each other late into the night. It's a funny family, and it's very wonderful to have us all back together.
That's great.
And loving each other.
That is great.
Mac, remember something, Drew. Mac and I are family. You know that, right?
That's right.
I did not.
Well,
yeah, my
Mac's sister is married to my brother.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't. Yes, of course.
Now I'm taking notes. Jason. Pay attention now, because there's going to be now, obviously, we're going to have to work in episode 4 in the trilogy of Bob, a gay psychotic episode, meth induced.
But Danny, who's going to be the sex addicts in the couple?
Yeah, I'm sure the three of us will be able to figure that out.
Oh my God, that's so goddamn funny.
Already gave it the green light, buddy. We're good.
bro, I'm down here writing right now. I'm writing.
Was anyone who was in treatment with the group with Mindy?
Me. Mindy was my roommate.
Mindy, did you have any contact with her before all that went down?
A little of kind of odd, sort of hyper religious contact.
Yeah.
Where she would text me and tell me that I was the embodiment of the Virgin Mary.
Oh my!
Really weird kind of stuff, and I was concerned, and I was loving it.
Want to see?
Yeah, she.
Mackenzie's right there.
Where comes your son coming in? Bob's.
See him down here. Here, you can talk to me.
Oh, I can't see Bobby. Where is he?
He's right. He's
there. He is. Hey.
So cute.
Can you hear it?
Hello.
Hi.
This is my daughter Sydney's going out and about with her mom. She wanted to see what was going on.
Nice sweet girl.
Wow, she's all grown up.
Yeah, she really is. My goodness.
I know these people. I know these people.
Shelly.
Cute.
All right, see you later, Alex.
Heidi's talking to Shelly. Yes?
Shelly, I wanted to ask you about that someone was talking to me about that treatment that you're doing with the electro whatever.
Uh-huh.
And it sounded almost too good to be true when it was. I was going to call you, Drew, and ask you about it. But
it can be. Look, it's like everything. All these things work and are helpful. But you might be a really good candidate for some of this stuff.
Yeah, I used to work with them. I know.
Yeah, there's a Shelly, maybe you want to answer it. Go ahead.
This is MERT, and it's a combination of biofeedback with an EEG and an EKG as well. So but we do not really know. This is going to be in a very study oriented.
That's what they were telling me about. I watched the video and I talked to the doctors and all that.
Yeah, so we're going to look at it as a potential. Right now, we're not really saying yes or no about it. We're not exactly.
Let me tell you what I like about it for you. It's I think of some of these therapies as brain integration therapies, ways to help the brain wire up and integrate and regulate. And if you remember, you thought it was a bunch of BS, but I did a PET scan or a SPECT scan on you. You remember?
Yeah, and it showed damage.
That's right. That's right.
And it's correct. And I did have some head trauma that I'd never discussed, but yeah.
And you see, this might be very, very helpful for that. This is the kind of things that we are hoping might really help that kind of stuff. So good, right?
But why do they want me to go to like Ireland? And I'm thinking, well, that is a gimmick because I'd have to get sober because there's got to be no drugs in Ireland.
Well, it's part of the game is to get you sober, but
we'll see what happens, Heidi. I'll reach out to you once I get all of my training because I haven't been trained yet.
This could be very cool. This could be very cool.
Dr. Drew, I'm happy to reach out to you. When we get everything.
Wait, Mary, you leaving?
No, I have a question really quickly. But
Mary, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is this the same as neurofeedback where you put the thing on your head and you do the clicks?
It's related. Some of it's that. Some of it's that.
I remember.
Say that, Mary?
A little bit Promises in Malibu.
Yeah.
That, and I remember I had, like they said, really overactive, like a really fast moving brain. So they're trying to slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like some of the other people who had slower brains they did one that theirs was putting them to sleep. Whereas mine, I just had to keep clicking. And she was concerned with all the other therapists because she said she'd never seen one go so fast or whatever. I don't know what it was going on. I don't know really. I didn't know what she meant, but I just know that I had to sit in a room and click with a thing around my head.
This is a little different. It's more geared for PTSD specifically.
Yeah.
What we want to do is we want to see if it will help with addiction. Is what the goal is.
Mary Carey, that reminds me of like Scientology when you put that cap on.
What is it called? What's their meter called?
E-meter.
E-meter. You hold the.
Those are my people in Ireland, Drew, and I realized through AA when I had 2 years sober and I was shooting a movie in Dublin and they sent us home for Christmas. I come back on the 27th and I'm looking for an 8 p.m. AA meeting and I'm walking down this little cul-de-sac with stones, and in the middle of it is a little fountain bench. It's very dimly lit, and I'm holding the AA book up, and this old guy with an overcoat on goes, "Are you looking for the AA meeting?"
It's like Edgar Allan Poe.
I looked over at him and said, "Yes, sir, I am." And he reaches into his coat and pulls out a flask. He unscrews it and he takes 2 shots of it. He screws it back up and goes, "We shut them down a couple of days before Christmas. Goes, start them again after New Year's. Gives everybody a reason to come back."
Oh my God.
Wow.
So no one gets a year sober. They all get right up to Christmas, then they get shot, and they all come back. But these are my people. That's a brilliant idea.
It's so funny. Well, it's funny that that the way British look at alcoholism is a kind of a mixed bag. They sort of look at it as an identity rather than a condition. It's like, it's kind of wild. But guys, we've been going for 90 minutes. I got to wrap this thing up. It is. Wait, Heidi. Heidi's got a question.
I was reading a couple days about one of the things of COVID is after things is you lose your teeth, and that scared the hell out of me.
Your teeth?
Yeah, I just was reading that.
It's not been my experience.
So you had okay, good.
My teeth are good, and I had moderate to severe COVID. So I wonder if more of that is like in the hospital with prolonged steroids and
or people they have
endoscopy,
a lot of periodontal issues.
And endotracheal tubes. People lose. People get teeth pulled out when they're putting the tubes in and stuff.
God.
Yeah, that happens.
How terrifying!
That's adding insult to injury.
I want to close, Drew. I have a question.
Okay, Daniel, go ahead. When are we gonna have this gay union?
Bai has a question too.
That's already a done deal. My agent's on the phone. No, I have a suggestion for us to poke around until COVID lifts a little bit better and the weather is better, maybe on the West Coast. But what about an idea of just if we had a gathering with everybody, we rent a big house, we go to someplace, and we just have a really nice sober barbecue or something where we get all of us together and we all see each other. That would be fun.
Well, it's funny.
Cool.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. This is like the third meeting I've had on Zoom where people end up saying, "Why don't we see each other?"
I know. Well, I'm trying.
So let's
do another episode.
Well, let's
another series.
Well, I'm going to go see Heidi in Las Vegas. I've committed to that.
Bai wants to say something.
I'm seeing Jason. I've got dinner with him that's 6 months overdue. Bai-Ling, what do you want to say?
I want to say I never had the opportunity to publicly thank you because you are the first time that made me understand there's a rehab because in China we don't have that. I never faced my problem like publicly. Then you taught me how to be brave, how to look at the good side of myself, how to be humble, and how to just have faith, appreciate life. That's really, really elegant, beautiful, healthy way. Help me. I keep thinking that all the time. Your elegance, your confidence, and all this beautiful, positive energy really, really stayed with me. I want to thank you for that.
Bai, you're very sweet. You're very sweet, and I appreciate that. And I remember your stories vividly. They stay with me all the time. So I know, a lot of the stuff you went through is good for you that you're thriving so much.
Step back, Bai. He's mine.
Yeah. No, Daniel and I have to have a thing. You understand? So.
Bai, you're ruining my script.
Well, but he's going to leave me for Jason, so it's going to be okay.
Robert's going to be our love triangle. Careful.
I want to play the shrink.
Okay.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
It's perfect. All right, listen. It's a privilege to know you guys.
And we're going to do it again.
We'll do it again.
I'd like everybody who knows somebody else who would like to enjoy
and
this.
We will make a commitment to each other to make every effort to see each other in person, okay? And if one of us can organize something as a group, by all means, let's do it, okay?
I feel like I'm going to have a party.
I love you, Dr. Drew.
Bye, guys. Thank you for doing this.
Everybody.
Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys. Thank you, Susan, for setting that all up.
I've got to. You guys jumped off too quick. I'm not ready.
Well, but let me see if I can go to some COVID data here because I think it's all good news on the numbers here while you're saying goodbye to everybody.
I have to find my other screen.
Orange County's kind of got a little stuff going on. LA County it takes forever to get their numbers. Let's see if California's got numbers in yet.
Do you want to? People want Gary Busey. We reached out to him. I can't get through, and I would love to have some other people on.
Some of these guys may know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah, I just pulled up my Rolodex and boom, that's what I got.
California's continuing to drop the data in the United States very quickly. Let me just get the last COVID. Oh yeah, it's way down. Everybody, for the 16th of February, 56,000 cases. Remembering our high was 300,000. 56,000 is essentially close to where we were during the low ebb between the two surges. Hospitalizations are down to 64,000. Yeah, we're doing really, really good. And the reason we're doing really, really good, nobody knows. That's the reality. We're patting ourselves on the back saying that we're wearing our masks and we're social distancing and all those things. But the reality is there was also a massive decline in India for reasons that have been unexplained. So the virus does what the virus does, and here we are. But not that we should diminish our efforts. We should keep them going, of course. And vaccines may have something to do with all this. Yeah, Stephen Adler didn't come in. Tom Cigar's points out.
I know what happened. Well, he's whatever. I don't know. He didn't.
Oh, Eric saying something?
Oh, you want some sound?
No, Eric's still there. It's okay. It's all right. All right.
Eric, you
Good
want?
news. No more masks, no more social distancing.
No. I didn't say that. I said, don't stop. I said, don't stop your mask and your social distancing, even though we're not sure why this all happened. We want to make sure those variants don't kick in and get a foothold. It's very important. Because if the variants take a foothold and if the virus replicates enough, then all these vaccines could be ineffective. And that would be a catastrophe if that happened.
Yeah.
So be careful, everybody. Even though we don't know why why the virus is declining so rapidly in many countries, we do know we need to keep our diligence up. Okay, I'm going to wrap this thing up. We thank you guys for everybody.
You guys are so awesome.
Thank you so much. Love you too, guys.
And it's also a year anniversary of Dose of Dr. Drew. So
was today the year?
Yeah, I was going to have Mike Carano on, and then I went, maybe we should have some Celebrity Rehab guys on. And then I texted a bunch of people, and then everybody said yes. And I was like, bye, Mike Carano, next show. But this is wonderful, and I really appreciate you guys. And I want to do more of this. I'd love to see you guys flourish, and maybe we can bring in some new blood and talk about some great memories and have this again soon.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Sounds good.
God bless.
All right. It was good to see you guys. Love you all.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Now I got to play an ad. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, I too have struggled with GI issues over the years. I have something called Lynch syndrome, so gut health is extremely important to me. And while gut health awareness has increased, it's led to a wellness trend that's inspired a host of questionable marketing and some false claims. Now, you've seen the word probiotic attached to all kinds of supplements, drinks, even more. They may claim to deliver the healthy microorganisms our gut needs for proper function, but all too often the promises are in fact too good to be true. Thankfully, I became aware of a company called Seed and their flagship product, the Daily Synbiotic. Seed's Daily Synbiotic offers 24 clinically researched strains of microorganisms in a single dose. These strains support gut health and can improve regularity and relieve bloating, sometimes within as little as 24 to 48 hours. To me, what really sets Seed's Daily Synbiotic apart is the delivery system. While some products may offer the right strains, they're fragile, they rarely survive the trip through the gut, doesn't get where it needs to go, but Seed uses a capsule-in-capsule design that helps ensure the probiotic reaches your colon, which is where they often are needed. I've been taking Seed's Daily Synbiotic, and I really encourage you to check out their story and the science behind what they do. To try it for yourself, just go to seed.com/Dr. Drew. Use code Dr. Drew 20 for 15% off your first month of Daily Synbiotic. That is SEED.com/Dr. Drew. Use code Dr. Drew 20. As we're gradually moving back to opening schools and businesses and, of course, our in-person interactions, I want to remind you, this is all time with cold and flu season getting going. Staying hydrated is key to helping your body deal with the added stress and with the upcoming flu season. My regular fans have heard me talk about a product called Hydralyte for a long time now. It's an amazing rapid rehydration drink. It's a mix that, well, we're obsessed with here. I'm excited to announce they've just released Hydralyte Plus Immunity, just in time for cold and flu season. Hydralyte Plus Immunity starts with their fast-absorbing electrolytes and adds a host of immune-boosting ingredients. Each single-serve, easy-pour drink mix contains 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C and 300 milligrams of elderberry extract, creates what is hopefully immune-boosting formula that's high in antioxidants and zinc. Combining this with Hydralyte's 7 key electrolytes, it's a fantastic way to stay proactive and properly hydrated. Hydralyte Plus Immunity comes in convenient, easy-to-pour powder sticks that rapidly dissolve in water and make a great tasting drink that has 75% less sugar than your typical sports drink. It uses all natural flavors, and it is gluten-free, dairy-free, caffeine-free, non-GMO, and it is vegan. And you can find Hydralyte Plus by visiting hydralyte.com/Dr. Drew. Again, that's hydralyte.com/DRDRW. And be sure to use our code Dr. Drew 25 at checkout for a special discount.